Hello beautiful and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video where we are going to be trying out a full face almost. Well, we're going to be trying out some new makeup. I'm going to see if this is worth the hype. I do have something that I'm super excited in trying and you really wanted me to try this out, and this is the new foundation from Patrick Ta. I was first not going to try it out, but then I got so much feedback from you so I decided to pick it up. And I'm also not going to be using the new Urban Decay She-Hulk palette, which is... Let's talk about why I'm not using this palette as well in this video. And if you haven't been here before, if this is your first video here, hello, my name is Angie. I am such a lover of beauty makeup. I love everything beauty makeup related, especially things that are a little bit more colorful. So we're going to try and see if we can color this one up today. And if you want to see more of that, don't forget to subscribe because I upload several videos every week. So I don't have anything on my face right now, and I'm not going to be... Did I open this on the wrong side? I'm not going to be using a primer because I want to... I don't understand this one. I'm confused. Wait. I'm confused. Because I'm going to be using this foundation and it's already fingerprinting. And I want to see how this one looks on me. Let me open this little tabby tab. Are you farting? I can tell you're farting. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. So I bought this shade because I feel like I have a little tan left on my shoulders, but I definitely got rid of all of my shade on my face because I've been scrubbing and I've been away and I have not been in the sun. I used the foundation matcher at Sephora because I wanted to see how accurate it was, and it feels like it's pretty accurate. I used this one as my reference shade, and this is the One Size Turn Up the Base BBB cream, and I have mine in medium 1, and the one that Sephora recommended was this one in light 3. So this one comes in fair, light, light, medium, medium, and then up. This one comes in fair, light, medium, no light, medium. That's why I got the medium 1, which is the lightest medium. But the fact that Sephora thinks that the lightest medium is this light, this is why it's so hard sometimes when you're in between shades to know what you are. Because if I hadn't used the foundation shade matcher, I would have bought a light medium, but they told me that this is my shade. We're going to be trying it out. I did not buy the foundation brush. Instead, I thought the brush looked like this one. And this is the Nabla foundation brush, foundation buffer brush. This is a really nice foundation brush that is not too stiff. It's actually a really nice brush if you want to have a foundation brush, but not too stiff or too much coverage. I really, really like this one. So we're going to be trying this one out because I thought they looked fairly similar. Let me actually pull these out on my hand. I'm gonna see how similar they are, and the shades, see if the medium in one range it's actually the same shade as the light in another range. We're gonna see. I'm gonna zoom us in and we can start applying some makeup. I'm excited. Okay, so this is the medium from the One Size, and I feel like you can see that it's a fairly good match. My hand is maybe just a tad darker, but honestly this is a really good match, and this is the reason why I chose this one as a match on Sephora, because I feel like this one matches me really good, the medium one and the One Size. So let's see if this is actually the same. It's very creamy, you can't see anything. You can see I just touched it and it turned instantly super creamy. Is this gonna be a too dewy foundation? I don't think that these are a match. I think that this one is one shade lighter and it's also more neutral than this one. But they are fairly close. But I think that I might end up thinking that this is a little too light and maybe a little too peachy. But it's not horrible. Trying to give myself a pep talk, I do think that this is going to be a good shade. I am surprised though that not even a light medium. Does that mean that the Patrick Ta shade range runs darker rather than lighter? That could be a good thing though, and keep that in mind when you're picking your foundation. Let me wash this off and let's start with the foundation. So I'm just gonna go in with this one and let's just apply it. I do think that this brush is a good one for this one. Usually when I pick foundation shades, if I go in blind, I try to pick a light medium with a neutral undertone that usually fits really good. And if there's only fair, light, medium, I will try and look at swatches and see am I the lightest in medium or am I the darkest in light? You never really know, honestly. And if there is a neutral with a golden undertone, which I sometimes see, I will try and do that. If I see neutral with the pink or peach undertone, I will try and go for the warm instead, because sometimes I feel like those look a little too pink on me, and I don't want to look like Miss P, because I do not have a pink undertone. I mean, all of us have a little redness like this, but that's not like the undertone of my skin. So that is just a light layer. You can tell that it's just a hint lighter than my body, but honestly, that's a pretty good match. I'm not mad about that match at all. And you can see the coverage here. I would say that I could probably build this up a little bit more. But I do feel like this is a good medium right now. Overall, I think it looks good. It feels a little balmy, but it's not sticky, although I will say it immediately came off. Like, I have it on my fingers. Maybe I need to wait to get this to set down a little bit, because that transfer proof, that's not one of our middle names. I'm gonna be using the REM concealer a little bit more. I keep showing the lid because I'm like, there's probably a logo on it. There's not. I'm still trying to figure this one out. I'm still trying to figure out if I think that it's too, because I feel like this is a concealer that looks really good from afar, but then the more I look at it from close up, the more I feel like maybe this is too dry for my 38-year-old under eyes. And maybe this is going to be one of those concealers that I use for like some extra coverage instead, like a spot concealer or some extra coverage instead of like under my eyes. But I'm still in the process of reviewing. Don't hate it, but I'm also not head over heels. My favorite concealer right now is this one. Do I have it here? The Huda Beauty one, the Faux Filter. Splendid. Such a great concealer. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this concealer. I feel like this concealer is maybe a little too thick and heavy, because I don't love a thick concealer under my eyes. And the first time I used it, I thought it looked so good, but now, like, the more that I'm using it, where's my brush? Where is my brush? Hello? There we are. I'm gonna be using this powder, but I feel like the more that I use it, the more I feel like it's just accentuating the texture under my eyes. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if this is an under eye powder, but we are gonna try it out. Did that turn out okay? I'm just using it under my eyes and in my smile lines. I mean, it did darken it up a little bit. You can see that it darkened it up a little bit, but it also did blur. I need to look at this a little bit more up close. We need to examine. I don't know if you can see, it just looks a little crepey under my eyes. Not horrible, but just not ideal either. And I mean, I do have pretty textured under eyes. Like I said, I'm 38, and I think that, like, I don't have a lot of fine lines in other places in my face. I feel like I'm somewhat, I mean, I do have Botox in my forehead, but I still have a little bit of movement. But my under eyes is definitely the thing where I have like my fine lines. But I do think the powder worked out pretty good. We're gonna use it on the rest of the face too, but I want to use the Merit Cream Bronzer first. This was sent to me as PR. I didn't like the promo pictures that they had, but I've heard, or at least listen, I haven't heard shit. I'm lying. I haven't heard shit, but I've seen this in a lot of thumbnails of people's like current favorites and stuff like that. So I'm thinking that people like it. I haven't heard anything, but usually when people put that in the thumbnail, it's because they like it. I have it in Sen. I don't know what that is. I don't know what Sen is, but I'll put everything that I'm using down below, including the shades and stuff if you're interested. I'll put in the description box and I'll link everything, and I will also mark out the things that I got in PR and the things that I bought myself. I think most of these things, yes, most of these things I bought myself. But I am going to be trying this out. I will say, this is also balm, and since this foundation, it's not even the slightest, like it's literally laying on top of my face, I'm wondering if this is just all going to move around. Is this just all gonna move around? And here's the thing, when the promo pictures of this Merit thing released, they were using it on top of the cheekbones because that's what where the sun hits. And I agree, that is where the sun hits. But the reason why I didn't think it looked good is because I didn't think that it looked too shiny and too patchy where they placed it. And I think they placed it here. And I think that maybe you need to take it down just a little bit for it to look a little bit more natural. That does look good, and it didn't really move the foundation, right? I mean, that looks nice. I will say the stick is not super, it goes on nice, but it is more stiff, like a lipstick. So it's not like one of those where a lot of product comes off. It feels more like a lipstick, but it's still easy to draw on. But it's definitely not one of those where a lot of product comes off at the same time. But I feel like it's easy to blend, but I am worried about this foundation. But that looks good. But I feel like everything is super shiny now. Am I dewy or am I just greasy? Asking for a friend. I forgot. I wanted to talk about the new perfume that I bought. Listen, this is a full get ready with me for doing perfume and everything. This is the new Kayali Love Fest, and this is the one that is meant to be like cherries, like burning cherries. And initial sniff, it is, look at how much I've used of this. I brought this on my vacation because I wanted to have like a proper use of it. And how this smells, first of all, this doesn't last on me as long as the other two Kayali perfumes I have. It is nice and it is fruity, but there is a lot of almost like almonds in the background. So it turns into a little bit of a marzipan fragrance. That is how, like, that's most probably not in the notes what it's supposed to smell like. But it smells almost a little bit marzipan. That's just me. I like it, but it is not as fruity as I was hoping. And if you're like me and you like a fruity perfume, I do recommend the Eden Apple instead. It's better. This is a nice perfume, but this is a little bit more on the ladylike side, which is normally not what I go for. But if you like more classic perfumes, stuff from Chanel, Lancome, Dior, you might really enjoy this one. Sniff a small one, see if you can get a sample. I don't think it's a bad perfume, but it's not as fruity as I was hoping it's gonna be. Okay, how I'm gonna do my brows? Well, I'm just gonna do my brow pen, and then we're gonna use this new Brow Ambition Micro Stroking Brow Pen from Nabla. I actually bought this in Ash Blonde because I like doing my brows a little lighter. So we are gonna see, is this a brush tip or a felt tip? This is a brush tip. We're gonna see if this works out. Can we? That looks very promising. Okay, let me just fix the foundation of my brows with this Give Beauty. Again, I will link everything down below. I'm fairly sure that this is in the shade Neutral Blonde, but I will put it down below and we can try this new brow pen because it finally came to Ulta and I'm so excited to be like trying this. I love trying like brow, felt like brush tip, even felt tip liners to create hairs. It's one of my favorite like products that I use for my face. I use it every time I do my makeup. Maybe this could be a new favorite. Okay, my brow game is not on fleek today, so ignore that. But let's see how this one works out. Because I wanted to buy one that wasn't too dark, but I feel like sometimes when you buy these light ones, they end up being too light or too transparent, so you don't see anything. And that's actually a really nice color. I also feel like over this foundation is maybe not the best way to use this brow pen because I don't think I've ever used a foundation where after wearing it for as long as I've worn it now, it hasn't set down a little bit. Like if I touch my face, I get it on my fingers. Like it's literally just floating on top of my skin. And I'm like, is this why the powder is in the compact? Because it is absolutely impossible to wear it without setting your entire face? Or is this meant for people with really, really dry skin that just needs something that just is super hydrating as like, I don't know, a shell? Because for me, I have normal skin and I get a little oily in my T-zone if it's very humid out. Yes, Tesla. If it's very humid outside. But like this is a new level of dewy. slash greasy. Either way, but I'm gonna leave this to the end, I think. I'm gonna use the Patrick Major Brow Lamination. Still love this one. I think I'm gonna leave this until the end. And I'll set it with powder and we'll use highlighter at the very end. Because I'm like, I wanna see how this one wears. And how it sets, like if it sets down even a little bit. Or if I literally will have to set my entire face with powder, because I rarely set my entire face with powder. Like that is not something that's part of my routine. I don't do that. So I will say if I have to do that, that is a little odd for me. Because usually in these places I don't have to set it, but I need to. I think I will have to. Before we do eyeshadow, I want to use some lip gloss. I got this new lip gloss from Give Beauty. I've really been enjoying the products that I have from Give Beauty. I mean, I used the brow pencil today, even though I was failing, not the brow pencil. So I got one of the glosses, and this is the one that is in Sweet Tooth, and this was said to be in neutral peach, and this was Gwen's own favorite color. So I think her lip color always looks so pretty, so I was interested in trying this one out. I saw some swatches and it seems to be a gloss that is pigmented but not opaque and a little bit milky, which is what I love. Oh, that smells so nice. This smells like butterscotch. That's really lovely. I'm still reviewing the Rare Beauty lip products, so let's use the lip liner. This one is in Talented. I did actually buy the lip liners from Give Beauty as well. Those launched today as I'm filming this. So I bought one of each. I'm intrigued. Like I said, I've been enjoying Give Beauty. It's all coming together really good. I like how it looks. Maybe my face is a tad lighter than my body. I could use a little powder bronzer afterwards if I wanted to. I feel like this bronzer is a little subtle. Everything is still tacky though. We'll do powder at the end. Powder and highlighter. We'll save that to the end. Let's use the gloss. And yeah, this smell. Ugh. Oh, wait. This is way more pigmented than I thought it was gonna be. This reminds me of the ABH glosses. Okay, so I was not expecting this much of a pigment based on what I have seen in the promo pics. Because this is pigmented. Okay, so I will say, this isn't my color and I was hoping for something that wasn't this pale. Like it makes my teeth look even more unbleached than they are. I was kind of hoping for it to be more of a non-pigmented gloss. I feel like this might be my first I don't love it from Give Beauty because I don't like a pigmented gloss. I don't know, boys and girls. We'll keep it on for a bit. We'll see how I feel. But right now, not loving that. I was hoping there was going to be a see-through gloss. I'm just trying to get rid of some boxes. But it is, alas, it is not. Let's just put it like that. I'm going to use some eye primer. I have my favorite eye primer. This is my favorite. Listen, you ask me, and I do know that I say listen too often. Don't come for me. You ask me, what is your favorite eye primer? This is the one. This is the Sigma eyeshadow base stick. This is the best eye primer. I've had this since they launched it. I have used this on and off, trying to see if this is still the best, but I still keep coming back to this one. And when they restocked this summer, I bought 2 of them. I have mine in Ignite. They have other shades as well, darker, more cool tone. They have actually shimmery ones as well if you prefer that. These are great. These are my favorite primers to use under eyeshadows. And let's quickly talk about why I'm not going to be using this palette. This is the Urban Decay She-Hulk palette. I bought this one and I bought it with express shipping and it took them way too long to ship it. And I will say, here's the thing. I try to buy makeup when possible from makeup brands' own sites because I know that that is the best way to support your favorite brands because they have a better markup, like they have better profits if they buy, if the customers buy the makeup on their own sites, because they don't have to split the earnings with Sephora or Ulta or Beauty Bay. So I try when possible to buy it from their sites, because I have also noticed from before that what you get when you buy it from their sites specifically is that you get better customer service. They will ship it out faster, they will have really fast shipping and like really good customer service. That has changed, and I have actually, this was horrible customer service. The customer service was rude, and they lied, straight up lied to me twice. I am never purchasing from Urban Decay's own website again. And I actually don't recommend you to do it either, because if something happens, the customer service will not be giving you any service. Horrible. And I saw this promo picture when, this is the promo picture that made me buy the palette. And I saw this beautiful makeup look that had purple and green, and I got this palette. Those shades are not here. This, I can see by, you can see here, this is a gray based color with purple sparkles. That is not the color that's in this makeup look. None of these mattes were used in that look. These are just the typical browns with this obligatory brick orange matte that Urban Decay always has in their palettes. And this green, there's no way that this dull satin green is the one that they used in this look. And it makes me think, did you Photoshop this? Or is this look not made with this palette? Because this is the look that made me buy the palette. This is what, is this not from the palette? Because I don't think they made, this palette is boring. I was thinking like, oh, it's probably more fun when you get it, but no, it's not. It's not. So I'm not going to be using this palette. I'm actually going to give this palette away. I'm not going to touch it, because honestly, the palette it looks super boring. It looks like traditional weak shimmers with the matte shadows that Urban Decay always has in their palettes. And I was hoping that it was going to be a little bit more fun when I got it because of the promo pictures, but it's not. And also, I am so appalled with the horrible customer service that I got from Urban Decay that I really don't want to use this palette. So instead, I am going to recreate the look that I saw, and I am going to be using the Nomad Cloud Forest palette. I'm going to be using this purple here, and then I'm going to be using the lime green from my palette. This is the Hella palette that I did together with Oden's Eye. So I'm going to be using these two greens here, and I'm going to do the look like that. Oh, and I brought out the purple liner. We'll see if I use this one. This is, I haven't even opened it. It's Jam from Unearthly Cosmetics. Listen, I want to create that look, but it's not possible with this palette. Challenge accepted. So this is the purple color from the this palette. It's called Violet Saber Wing. I do have a full video on this palette as well. If you look at that, if you want to see swatches, if you want to see two other looks. But yeah, I felt like maybe today we'll use one of these more brighter colors in my crease, and then we can use the green with it. That is so pretty. This is just one color. I am obsessed. I know it's horrible when YouTubers say that they're obsessed, but how can you not be obsessed when it looks like this? It's impossible. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of moss just in the crease, and then I'm going to cover it with the two green shimmers and do the lighter and then a corner. I think that's what I'm going to do. I feel like that's going to be good. You never know. Do I have any clean brushes? No, not really. Don't tell my friends. Almost poke myself. Let me just do a little bit of moss here. I'm just putting a little bit as a foundation. I'm not packing it on. We're gonna use the shimmers, but I just want to have a little bit of a matte in the crease so that there is a little bit of a foundation and a little bit of a gradient up towards here. So this is very little of the moss. And yeah, we still have some of these palettes left if you are interested. I will leave a link down below. Green and purple is so pretty. This could have been so great. The packaging is beautiful. What? I don't understand. It's like the people that made the packaging and the people that made the shadows, they got kind of a different budget. Like all of the budget went to like the packaging people, and then the poor people that were doing the actual shadows, they were just sitting in, you know, an office space without a window in the basement, dealing with scraps. This is the shade Venom, and I am gonna spray it because I want to be precise, and I'm gonna put that on my lid. Like all the way out to the purple, and I think I might use a little bit of River just to like get it to mix with the purple. But that is so pretty. Did I still get a little fallout? Yes, a little bit, because I always pack too much on my brush. Also, this is not the best brush for shimmer shadow, but here we are. But yeah, I really like that. And then we'll do the, maybe I'll do a little bit on the lower lash line too. And the light, look at that. So pretty. And then I love how I'm excited about shadows that I created myself. I'm like, look at that. Like I didn't already know that I love the green like this. But we'll do the lighter one, Fluorescence, in the inner corner. I don't know what I have been drinking, thinking that I was gonna get something, maybe not as bright as this, but still in the ballpark from Urban Decay. But I have to say, when I did get the palette and opened it, I was very disappointed because I was like, this isn't even in the same dimension as what I saw. So I'm gonna use a little bit of River, which is the one that has a plummy base and like a teal purple shimmer. So I'm just using a little bit of that, and I'm just putting that on the edge here because it's gonna tie in perfectly with the purple here. I'm just using a little bit and tapping it on the edge so that it goes into something. Otherwise it will be a little bit too choppy of a line between the green and the purple, and this will just help to diffuse the two colors and make it look like it's deliberate. I mean, which it is. It very much is. I was actually thinking that I was going to use soot in my outer corners, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I like it is right now. So this is Fluorescence, which is the lighter one. And we are just going to wrap our inner corners with that a little bit to just lighten up the absolute inner part. That is so pretty. And yeah, I think that that's gonna be like basically the look. Maybe I'll try and see if I can find some purple for my waterline. I had a very like lack of purples in my collection. That's why I brought out this liner, but I feel like this is the wrong undertone. This is more like in aubergine. So I think I'm actually gonna skip the liner, but I'll put something in my waterline. Okay, so I feel pretty greasy. And yeah, this is definitely a foundation where the reason why there's a powder in here is because I cannot use this without a powder. So I am gonna see if I can powder this one down a bit, because I feel like this foundation is reenacting an escape room on my face, and it is literally trying to escape my face. And honestly, I think it's doing pretty good. It might beat the timer. If I don't powder this down, it's gone. So that is like powdered on one side versus not on the other one. I will put in a pinned comment down below, because like I started filming this video at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I will put in a pinned comment down below how this wears, because I will wear it at least until 10 o'clock tonight. So I'll do a 12-hour wear test, and I will put the wear test of this foundation in the pinned comment. So if you're interested, check the pinned comment. And if you don't see a pinned comment, it's because you're so early that I haven't been able to put the pinned comment in yet. And then what you need to do is that you need to press F5 to just reload the page, and then you can see. Now you can see when I powdered my face that it is a tinge too light for my skin. You can see it's like, it's not a bad match, but it's not a perfect match. Let's just put it like that. So maybe I will bronze a little bit before I film my next video, just a little bit, but overall, I like it. Should I bronze now? Do I have a bronzer here? I'll do the blush first, and then I'll see if I can bronze up a bit. I'm gonna use one of the single blushes from Angelica Cosmetics because I still wanna use these a bit more before I review them. And I kind of want to use something. Maybe we'll use this purpley one. Wait, this is like a mauvey purple. This is perfection for this look. This one is called Hazy. I'll use this one. I didn't even think of that. I was like, maybe I'll use a pink. Screw the pink. No offense, pink. Screw the pink. Let's do... Send help. Oh my god, that is so pigmented. Rethinking my life choices. Mom, I'm running away with the circus. I'll send you a postcard. I forgot how pigmented these are. That is my own fault. These are very pigmented. Let me go get a bronzer. This has been one of my favorite bronzers as of late. Smells like coffee, smells amazing. This is the Jacqueline one in tan lines. So I'm just gonna use a little bit of this to try and see if I can get this to be like the same tone as my shoulders, because like I want to match. I don't want to be a floating head on a stick. I want to match. This blush took me for a ride. Is this better? Yes, this is a better color for me. The blush is large and in charge for sure. And yeah, now I can touch my face. Okay, so here's the thing. Unless you have very dry skin, and I don't even know if that's gonna work if you have really dry skin, but unless you have really dry skin, I would definitely say that yes, you do need to set this foundation. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a slip and slide all over your face. Let's use the Nomad Cosmetics Noctilucent. Noctilucent? Am I saying that correctly? I hope so. This is a highlighter palette. I did get some questions if I could... you know what I'm gonna do? I'll put up some swatches of this one. If I could show this and swatch it next to the Oracle palette and see if it's the same. And I will do some comparisons either on YouTube or on somewhere, or maybe just behind the scenes. And I will let you know if I think that they are the same or not. I don't have time to do it like right now. But maybe I'll even put something on the screen if I'm feeling really fancy, if this was the same as the Oracle palette by Bella Beauty Bar, because you all know how like very impressed I was by that one. What kind of a highlighter do I want to do? I think I'll do the these names. Phenomena. Ah! Success. The Phenomena, because it seems like a peachy gold to pink, and I feel like that could go with this look. And also, let me get a highlighter brush. Also, that seems to be a shade that's very similar, at least in tone, to what I used. It doesn't really pick up with this highlighter brush. Is this like more of a cream? Oh, okay. I can already tell. Listen, I can already tell that even if some of the swatches are the same, these are totally different formulas. Let me get another brush. The Oracle palette is a very finely milled, easy to pick up powder formula that does not look heavy on the skin. This is more a creamy formula. It's definitely more of a creamy formula, and you need a stiffer brush to pick this up. The brush that I was using here, which is my favorite for powder highlighters, it did not pick this one up. That is very pink. Am I a clown? Can't see it from the side though. Maybe a little bit. Am I a clown? I'm not even asking for a friend anymore. I'm asking for me. Am I a clown? Putting a little bit here. Yeah, it's a very, very glowy result, but it's not the same formula as the Oracle. And I think initial impression, I think the one from Bella Beauty Bar sat a little prettier on the skin. And I think that that one might be easier because these are so, this one wasn't as creamy. Okay, wait, this one, the pink one, was very creamy. Maybe I need to swatch this. Okay, some of these feel a little bit more on the wetter side and some do not. They're very pretty. I'm not going to give you any kind of a review on this right now, but I can tell that this one in the middle here was more of a, almost like a cream formula. And I feel like that one is not sitting as effortless on the skin as the one from Bella Beauty Bar. But yeah, that is very pretty. Maybe they are a little similar. I don't know. Listen, I'm talking out of my ass right now. It looks really pretty. It's very visible. It's very there, but it looks nice. Let me wash my hands and we just have a final chat about the things that are on my face. I noticed that I had the wrong settings for my focus during this video. Hopefully I've been in focus. Hopefully this has all been making sense. I've looked at the monitor and it seems like I am in focus. So let's just hope that I am. And if I haven't been, I'm kind of sorry. I was filming some B-roll yesterday and I changed the settings. I think that all of this looks really good. The foundation, we'll see with the wear test if this powder will manage to tame the balminess of this foundation for an entire day. I have my doubts. Check the pinned comment down below. I think everything looks really nice. I'm very happy that I didn't use this palette because I was kind of hoping this, and I don't think that I would have been able to do that with this palette. It's just a very generic Urban Decay. This palette just looks like a cry for help, to be honest. It's just like, didn't you release this the past 5 palettes? Generic, neutral mattes with a brick orange, and then just some very basic early 2000s shimmer leaning on satin shades. I think that they need to shape up a little bit. That, I don't know. Packaging, absolutely beautiful. The rest, I don't think so. Customer service, get out of here. Absolutely not. But I love how everything is looking right now. I really did like the Merit bronzer. I think it's beautiful. It's very effortless and forgiving. So if you are a little bit afraid to work with cream products, this might be the one for you because it's very sheer but still a little buildable, so it doesn't take over your entire face. It's a little bit forgiving because of that. The gloss, it's comfortable and it is beautiful, but I prefer a gloss that's sheer. Personal preference. There's nothing wrong with the gloss. I just don't think it's gonna be my favorite because I like a sheer formula. But yeah, I will leave the info, like I said, in the description box. Don't forget to check the pinned comment if you want to know about the foundation. I hope you're having an amazing day. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you again tomorrow for a new video. Bye!